this. I'm excited about everything here that we've done today.
Everything?
Everything.
Everything.
Every single little thing that we've done here has been really great.
Okay.
I don't like to brag, but it's true.
Uh-huh.
Hello and welcome to episode Floodly Doodly of the Deedly Doodlies.
Episode Chinese Dentist.
That was
What?
so funny last week. I'm
I wish
sure.
you'd go with that.
I'm sure Phil did not listen to.
I did not
last
listen.
week.
Is this a gag from last week?
It's from the after show last week.
Oh, well, I don't
Yeah.
have I don't have access to the after show.
Well, maybe you
don't?
should support the show
Because
once
I
am sure I gave you the link.
Did
I
you?
know you gave me
Yeah.
the link.
You may have given me the link.
It was really funny. It was a Scoop Jessica Jeopardy.
Oh, very
You missed
nice.
out on it. Yeah.
Very nice.
Alrighty. We doing this thing? We're ready?
Hold on a second.
I don't know. Phil's really involved in something over there.
He's cleaning his desk.
He's moving
and
more. He's
such.
moved more in the last 5 minutes than he has in the last 5
He's
years.
shredding documents. It's very
Yeah.
weird.
I am.
Yeah.
I will be running the shredder during our podcast. I'll try and keep it down though.
Okay, good.
Ugh.
Hello and welcome to episode 655 of the Player One podcast for Tuesday, May 28th, 2019. I'm your host, Chris Johnston. With me, as always, from Canada, Mr. Greg Seward.
Good evening.
Yeah,
That's all I got.
that's all I got. All right. And from the great state of Washington, Mr. Phil Theobald.
Good morning, Vietnam.
All right, then.
No.
You like
Yeah.
that?
That's didn't
Classic.
really work.
Did you ever see the movie Jack?
No.
No.
That's from that.
All
I'm
right.
still wicked sick, by the way. So if
I can
start,
tell.
if I start,
can
well,
tell.
yeah, my voice is messed up. So if I start going into an intense coughing fit,
Uh-huh.
that's the stage of the
And
sickness where
when
I'm
you're
at.
sick, you can't do any of your voices, your trademark voices.
So
Everybody
why?
listens
Sucks to be
why do we
you,
even-
right?
Why do we even bring you here then?
I know.
What else do you bring to the show exactly?
Hey, it's me, Sam Raimi. I'm not
Oh,
feeling
wow.
so great.
I'm, Sam Raimi's under the weather.
I'm a little under the weather today. You'll have to excuse me.
Alrighty then.
It's been a rough couple of days.
Remember last week?
I do remember last week. That was so nice.
I don't remember it at all. But remember, go see Super Gator. Coming to theaters soon.
Super Gator?
Super Gator.
Mm.
It's the movie about the alligator that swims around and eats folks.
Sounds like it
No.
could be one of Sonic the Hedgehog's friends
Mm-hmm.
in that
You're
game series or
referring,
movie.
of course, to Vector the crocodile
You're right. I am.
from Knuckle Chaotix for the 32X.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Well,
my voice is really shot.
speaking of Sonic the Hedgehog,
Oh, that's a nice transition.
see? Yeah.
I'm gonna pop a soda here. Hold on. There we go. Oh, there we go. That'll lube up the old pipes. Mm,
Yikes.
mm.
You're doing
Anyway.
what? You're doing what to your what?
I'm lubing my pipes
Mm-hmm.
with the
Can
soda.
you say that a little slower?
I'm lubing my pipes
There we go. That's the spot
With-
right there.
with the cola.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you get a little.
I see.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It increases the shine. It increases virility,
Really?
Mhm.
tenacity,
I don't believe any of
You
that.
have me at
Yes.
virility
viscosity.
and viscosity.
Phil, you can give everything else a rest. Your eyes a rest because you won't have to use them until February 14th, 2020. That's when the Sonic the Hedgehog movie is going to come out now. It's been delayed because of the
A day
Oh.
for lovers.
So do we get
A
to stop?
day.
Do we get to
for
stop
Sonic.
talking about all the crunch that they have to work now?
yeah. So what was there was a tweet about it. The director Jeff Fowler tweeted taking a little more time to make Sonic just right, and then he hashtagged it. No VFX artists were harmed in the making of this movie.
Good for him.
So got a little bit more time to work on it.
There you go.
I'm sure the extra 3 months will make it a much better film.
Now, is the script writer going to be working during those extra 3 months as well?
I don't think so.
Because I got to say, here's a problem that
We
I
all know
have.
Sonic's going to suck no matter what.
I well, see, that's the thing.
Yeah.
My beef with that movie, perhaps even more so than the design, is the very lazy Sonic is in the real world kind of
But
setting.
Yeah.
to be fair,
Yeah.
Sonic Team has been doing that since 1999.
Yeah. Well, it's
right.
hasn't
exactly.
been working for them either.
No. Not at
Yeah.
all.
I mean that they started that crap with the He-Man movie back in the 80s when we're too cheap to.
Oh my god, I love. Dude, if you've never, you know what? I've never seen the He-Man movie.
You've never
It-
what?
However,
Oh.
however,
Oh.
Yeah.
even if you haven't, I'm just
Yeah.
saying this to the listeners. Do yourself a favor and just go look up information about the making
Yeah.
of the He-Man movie because it is awesome.
Well, friend
It's
of
a
the
terrible
show,
movie.
Bill Mudron, recently covered that movie on his Tardy to the Party
Sorry to
podcast.
the party. Oh, really?
Yeah. And I have seen the He-Man movie. I did not see it back in the day.
I saw it in the theater. back
Did
in
you
the day.
really?
I did.
Wow.
See,
Well, I mean, that's
even-
not that surprising because He-Man was really good. Like He-Man was super popular.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
But I saw it when it came out on DVD years ago.
Same.
Excuse me. It's not good.
No,
No.
And it's not even. And see, Greg, and you haven't seen it, Greg.
no, but I know it's
But
terrible.
I mean, obviously, it's not good. But it kind of hovers in that it's not even bad enough to be entertaining.
Yeah.
Right.
Kind of
right.
bad.
Yeah.
Um,
It's just bad.
yeah. Now Frank Langella,
Yeah.
am I saying his name correctly?
You are.
Plays a Skeletor. He's
Mm-hmm.
fabulous in that way that Frank Langella is fabulous in whatever he does, and when he has like 5 pounds of putty slapped on his face,
Sure.
Yeah, he's
And
free
he's-
to do whatever the hell he wants.
and he's hamming it up like Raul Julia in the Street Fighter movie.
Well, I mean,
Mhm.
that's always the best part about those movies is they always manage to get somebody
Respectable.
talented,
Yeah,
attached somehow.
right.
That's where they spend most.
Well, who
I
is
mean,
that
again,
in the Sonic
Chucky-
movie, though?
well, I don't know, but talking about the Street Fighter movie, right? Jim Carrey. I don't know.
Yeah.
Talking about the Street Fighter movie, right? Raul Julia. I mean, that's where
Yeah.
they spent their budget was Raul Julia,
right.
right? Even though Jean-Claude Van Damme wasn't a nobody at that time either, but how they get somebody
Right.
talented
Yeah.
that just chews up the scenery.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Mhm.
well, at least this is fun.
But the whole we have a kind of a character or a setting that's supposed to be kind of like this fantasy type thing
In 1980s
And-
LA.
where we're nervous, or we're nervous about people buying into the fictional world that this movie is supposed to be set in,
Mm-hmm.
or we don't have the budget to create that fantasy world, so let's have a plot where
Which I think was the real reason with Masters of the Universe.
He-Man's in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and of course
it
there's
was
the
New
reason.
Jersey, right? It wasn't
I
LA.
believe it was Jersey. Yeah. And they did it with that crappy Smurf movie.
Oh
Where
god.
it's like, oh yeah, the Smurfs are in New York
Yep.
as they are.
It's funny because the Smurfs movie, I mean, had a lot of problems, but the Smurfs, it was kind of along the same lines. Is that they made the Smurfs? They seemed like they tried to make the Smurfs look human somehow.
Well, yeah, that's
And it looked god awful. And that's
Hey.
actually the first thing that came to mind when I saw Sonic in that trailer was like,
Yep.
it looks like what they did with the Smurfs.
looks like a muscular, tiny person wearing a fursuit.
Yeah.
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 No, bad
Mm.
bad idea. Embrace the stupidity of your license.
Yes.
Embrace that Sonic. Well, there's the one shot in that Sonic trailer
I think I know what you're going to
at
say.
the very end where Jim Carrey is all like when he actually looks like
When he
Robotnik.
looks like Robotnik.
Yes.
He's got the goggles and the big goofy mustache, and in the background you can see there's like giant crazy mushrooms or something like that.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
And I'm assuming that's going to be like the big final stinger shot.
I
Where-
assume that's the end of the movie that they've
Yeah, where-
shown us,
Whatever has happened.
or perhaps even the post credits tease.
Right. Something happens and Dr. Robotnik suddenly looks like how he's supposed to look, and he's in Green Hill Zone or whatever.
Well, clearly he came across. Clearly, it's radiation from the Chaos Emeralds. That's what caused it.
Oh,
Whatever happened to him, that's why he looks like that.
Are we going with the Kinto-Bor?
Honestly, I was
the fiction, the
was,
Kinto-Bor fiction.
But really, do you think that there's a good chance that's the reason he ends up looking like that?
Probably.
A very good chance.
Probably. And that will set up the sequel to take place in crazy video game looking world. Oh yeah, Mobius. That's what it is.
Well, now, if this money makes enough, for that to be the case.
Is Mobius the name of the world in the video? Because I know that was what it was in like the cartoons and the Archie comics.
I don't know. I don't know that there was a world
right
in the Sonic. I know Sonic was from Christmas Island.
Is that right?
Place,
really?
I believe so.
Okay.
I think it was actually meant to be in the real world, but I mean, it was a cartoon,
right? Like a kind of like a fantasy version.
It was as much the real world as G.I. Joe was in the real world, or or Gem was in the real world,
right?
Sure.
Transformers was in the real world.
Yeah. Transformers took place in Oregon, I believe. The old G1 cartoon.
Did it? I don't know.
I believe it did.
Okay.
But so you're going to have this whole big setup that concludes with, hey, now we're in the video game world, and hey, now Robotnik looks like how he's supposed to look.
Yeah.
And then you're just kind of left wondering, well, why didn't you do that in the first place? Why did we have to?
Why isn't that the movie?
Why did I spend 2 hours with Sonic palling around with a cop?
Sonic in Westworld?
Yeah.
Because they can't tackle real world problems. They're in a fantastical land. You see.
It's true. That's true.
All right. Are we done talking about the Sonic?
until February.
Oh, God. We all see it?
Let's pick this up in February.
Well, now I know what I'm doing on Valentine's Day.
I know, right?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Good.
Getting a handy in the theater for Sonic.
Ew.
What?
Ew.
Thanks. So last week we talked about Sony's deal with Microsoft for gaming in the cloud and cloud services and all that. Apparently, their deal with Microsoft was news to the PlayStation team. They were mostly unaware of this deal, and apparently it was Sony Corp in Tokyo talking to Microsoft, and they apparently Sony had to do some reassuring that it didn't change any of their plans for next generation. So interesting. Interesting little thing there.
Okay.
But the really big story from last week,
yes,
is that a new game system has been announced. So get ready.
Love it.
Get your checkbooks out. It's from a little company called Panic,
who
you may know from. Well, if you're a Mac user, you know that they make Mac software.
They're called Switch in Japan.
In fact, we use one of Panic's apps called Transmit to upload the podcast every week. So there you go.
Really?
We do.
Oh my gosh!
They did a Usenet newsreader for Mac back in the day. So they do a lot of cool stuff. They also published Firewatch.
Yes.
They own Campo Santo, or actually Valve owns Campo Santo now. Yeah. But they previously did, and now they're doing a game system, a handheld game system called the Playdate.
Yes. And
this is a small yellow handheld video game system, black and white screen that has a directional pad and two face buttons, and also a crank on the side of it.
Now, would you describe the system as little, yellow, different?
I would indeed.
There you go. Which was also the slogan for what?
Some people only care about money. That's just sad.
Nuprin.
It was Nuprin.
Was it Nuprin?
Yep.
Nuprin.
Little, yellow, different.
Did you not know the answer to your own?
No, I did not.
You were just asking the question. That was from something. What is it from?
Yeah, you tell me. Tough guy. You think you're so big. Now, did you see my clever little name for the system?
No, I don't. I think I missed it. What was
It's
it?
the-
No, but I think didn't you offend somebody over there?
Oh, I did. It's
Did you?
the Tweety S.
Oh, the Tweety S.
Yeah, the Tweety S.
That's-
Because
yeah, but it's not dual
this-
screen.
the system, well, who said the DS stands for dual screen?
That's what it stands for.
It doesn't. It
It
stands
does.
for
It does, in fact.
it stands for dial on the side. It's kind of like a dial.
Okay.
The,
Okay.
the little crank.
I get it. I get it.
Because this thing is hella twee.
It's
It's
very
twee as shit. It's made in Portland. That's how twee it is. Okay.
Right,
Okay.
right.
What was it? Norm Scott,
Uh-huh.
our pal Norm Scott, of course, the creator
Shu
of
and Chan.
Shu and Chan in the old EGM comic, described the Playdate as what it would be like if Wes Anderson created a video game console. And
Sure.
boy, is it. Boy, is
It's a
it.
bespoke video game system.
It's a little black and white portable system.
Mm-hmm.
It's just simple and boxy looking. It's got
Simple and boxy.
it's got a crank,
huge
like-
screws on the back too.
like of course. It looks like it's got like an old Model T crank on the side,
yeah,
and it
but you
comes.
can
It
like
has.
fold into the system too.
Oh yeah, it folds
Folds
away.
in. Yeah.
For ease of pocket
Pocketability.
storage.
Pocketability. Yeah.
It comes with what 12 games.
It's going to come.
Built
So
in?
yeah, the idea is it's going to be offered they're shipping it in early 2020,
Mm-hmm.
and it's going to come with 12 games for
Yes.
$150. And the way that they're doing it is they're going to release a game a week,
Yes.
and the majority of those are going to be surprises.
Yes.
So they showed off like 4 games in their announcement, but the rest are going to be surprises.
Well, now I found out from the official Playdate Twitter account
Mm-hmm.
that they will be revealing before the system is released. They will be revealing the names and showing us the title screen
Oh, okay.
of all of the games.
Okay.
Because I cracked a joke.
As you want to do.
As
Yes, you
as
do.
as is my style.
Right.
That and again I mentioned this on Twitter. This is not my joke. This was
Oh,
on.
stealing jokes, are you?
well, hey, it's not stealing if I give credit.
Stealing? You're stealing?
I'm sorry. I was wrong. Rumble in the Bronx riff
Mhm.
there between us
Yeah.
folks. No, one of the fellows I work with had this realization where it's kind of a loot box.
It's kind of a loot box.
It's up
Yeah.
you pay for this box
You don't know what's in it.
and you get 12 random games. You don't know
Well,
what they are.
that you're getting 12 games though.
You do, but what
It's
are
more
they?
it's more like one of those loot
But-
crate things.
but what are they?
Subscription based nerd stuff things.
So how is that different than a loot
It's
box?
not. It's not.
It's not. I mean, it's crate in a box.
It's a loot crate.
Yeah. So
You
I
should make the service called Loot Crate.
I cracked the
.com.
joke.
Yeah.
I think that's a thing.
Okay, you're right. You're right.
You're gonna get us sued, man.
So I cracked the joke about how it's a loot box because it's us, so we're gonna make loot box
But it's got
jokes.
capped spending.
It does have cap spending, but
150.
again, you don't know what you're getting, so it's kind of like gambling.
Uh,
But then
yeah. Is this joke over?
it's not a joke.
I don't feel like it ever started.
I don't feel like it has either.
But then I got a tweet from the official Playdate account lambasting me. They were
Yeah.
they were saying, "Oh, it's not actually like that. We're going to reveal all the names and genres."
So they took
and
your joke
title screens."
seriously.
They did take it seriously. They took it seriously, and here's what they say. They respond to me and they say, "Except : On launch, we will reveal the names, genres, and title screens of all the games. And there's no random aspect. Someone nervous about the mystery can wait until season 1 is over before buying.
There you go.
And get the same experience, but with all games known. But
Perfect. Yeah.
But they stress it's a good tweet. And then
They liked your joke.
And then John Riccardi, our good friend John Riccardi, pops in and lets the Playdate folks know that I am trolling a mutual friend who has been possessed by the ghost of someone who was murdered by a loot box.
Yes.
Not actually serious, I don't think. And then I was like, yes, that is. I was just goofing around.
That's right.
Then the Playdate was like, apparently someone very seriously was going after Playdate about that, so they were a little on edge about that sort of thing because apparently someone was being a jerk.
Okay.
And it wasn't me for once.
Amazing.
So
yeah, this thing is on the cover of Edge magazine this month too.
Yes.
Which is
oh really? Oh, that's interesting.
Oh yeah.
So what do we think? As soon as I saw this thing, I knew I had to have one.
Really?
It's so ridiculous, right? It's just like a little handheld system with a crank.
Yeah.
With a crank.
Yeah.
And it looks cool, and Panic does make really interesting stuff. They did Katamari t-shirts back in the day too. They got the license to do Katamari Damacy t-shirts.
And Keita Takahashi
is making a game for it. The creator of Katamari.
Exactly. That's the first game they revealed.
Yeah.
And I used to be your roommate back in the day, CJ. So I know
you did
that you absolutely love cranking it. So it does not surprise me that you are all in.
Any video game system with a crank, I am in for. In for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm totally in, and I love the whole idea of it's going to be 12 games, and you get one new a week, and the animation on their website of the screen, it just looks really, really fun.
Yeah.
So I'm down. But what about you guys? I can see Greg already shaking his head disapprovingly.
Don't care at all. I mean, it looks interesting. How much is it supposed to be?
It's 150 bones.
Yeah, no thanks.
I very much appreciate Playdate as an art project.
Yes, which is as they described.
Which
in
is,
in the Twitter post, that was what it was envisioned.
It clearly is what it is. That is what it's supposed to be. It is a cute interactive art project.
Like anybody thinking, how is this going to compete with the Switch? Like,
well, yeah, obviously that's.
I mean, come on, that's stupid.
This is an interactive art project. I think that is wonderful. I do not want to spend $150 on it.
No.
Okay.
If it was $60, I would get it in a heartbeat.
But you get
sub 100,
games.
and by sub 100 I mean something that would be sub 100 for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Then
you get 12 games.
No, you're getting 12 little art projects.
Game jam games, pretty much. Probably.
Yes, I mean that's. Yeah, you're not getting. You know,
but it's a cool idea. It looks cool.
Oh, it's
a very cool idea. I
think it's.
I don't look at that and see, $200, sweet.
And the announcement being last week, they pretty much owned the entire week for like big video game news. That was pretty much it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I'm excited about it. I'm excited to learn more and shell out my 150 bones for it.
Yeah, like I said, if it was like $60 max, I would.
You'd be down.
I'd get it in a heartbeat, but yeah, I can't.
Okay. Well, you figure with as much interest as they seemingly have generated with this, there will maybe be future seasons. They are dividing the games into seasons, so
right.
We'll just have to see how things go.
So have they said if they do future seasons, will they sell a separate system, or can they somehow?
I don't think they've said.
Like, yeah, I'm assuming the thing doesn't have Wi-Fi capability.
I think it does.
Oh, does it really?
I think it does. That's how the games are being delivered.
Okay, yeah, I guess that would make sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, will they just dump new games to the device, or are they, will season 2 have a dial on it instead,
Different, right,
or a little
control method.
twisty, some other,
like a
or
Negicon?
Oh yeah,
That'd be cool.
or like
play Ridge Racer on it.
A side of like a Rubik's Cube side or something.
Yeah, the crank is not to power the thing. By the way, it plugs in
right.
USB.
No, the crank is solely for gameplay purposes.
That's right. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So
the crank is solely for gameplay purposes. Box
That's what I reserve my crank for.
But
anyway,
that's what the Bible teaches.
All right. Should we get into what we've been playing?
I don't know.
I think we should, and we'll start with Greg.
Oh, me? Okay.
I mean, besides your crank.
Besides cranking it a whole lot.
I wouldn't call that playing.
It's work when I do it.
It's serious.
That's right. I do it right. Played a lot of Sonic games this weekend.
Oh yeah.
They did the 12-hour Extra Life marathon. We raised over $500 for Extra Life.
Awesome.
It was great.
Awesome.
So thank you for that, for everybody who donated and hung around for the 12 hours. Played a lot of pre-1999 Sonic getting into the real world games.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty neat actually, because I played the Genesis games a lot, but I've never really played the Master System games too much.
Oh, nice.
And while they aren't what I would call good, it's interesting to me. It was interesting to me playing them in that, especially with Sonic 1 and Sonic 2, because they came out around the same time as the Genesis versions came out, that they weren't just sort of it's not like they were given to another team and say, okay, here's the lead SKU, right? You okay there, CJ?
Right. Yeah.
The Genesis game. try to recreate this on the 8-bit system, right? Like it's not a one-for-one remake. The first one starts out in Green Hill Zone because it's Sonic 1, but otherwise they're completely original games. I thought it was really neat, actually. Although it seemed like every single traditional Sonic game on the Game Gear or Master System all suffered from the same issue where they love to throw you into boss fights with no rings.
Oh, really?
So almost every boss fight is a one-hit kill, and it is infuriating.
Oh.
So that's a problem. But anyway, I played a bunch of that stuff. It's always fun to go back and play the old Sonic games, the old Genesis Sonic games in particular. They're a good time. I finished the first level in Sonic Spinball, which I'd never done before. It took me an hour. But and I think 3 restarts.
You want to know a secret about Sonic Spinball?
It's terrible.
Oh, I guess the secret's out.
Yeah,
I guess so.
Yeah, no, that game is bad.
You know what?
Sonic Spinball was never good.
There you go. You know what? The sad thing about that game is, though, I mean, the presentation's not great.
No,
because they didn't get any artists who were involved in Sonic, clearly.
Right.
And the music is kind of, you're into that sort of farty stage of the Genesis. Using I think the Gems engine.
No melody whatsoever. It's just kind of
yeah. But honestly, if the thing ran at a decent frame rate and the physics felt more like pinball, it wouldn't be a bad game.
Right?
Because it's like a big multi-screen pinball table with
people love Casino Night Zone.
And that's the whole reason they made it, right? I mean, that's the whole reason that game exists.
But no,
and there are people who, it's funny though, because there are people who absolutely adore that game.
Really?
There are people who do.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I could see why, because if you're
because they got it for Christmas and they had to like it.
Well, that's one reason. But if you're willing to sort of, if you can get a handle on the physics and you're willing to accept them, like, because I gotta say, I played the main level for over 45 minutes, the first level, which is, by the way, the only level I'd ever seen of that game up until that point. I played that for over 45 minutes, and I was starting to get the hang of how Sonic moves. And so I could actually control him and get him to the places he needed to get in order to make my way through the level. So I could see, so you rewind time and you're just like, 13-year-old me or somebody even younger than us getting that for Christmas or a rental or something. It's like, well, I'm going to play this thing because I don't have an option.
Right.
I could see getting good at it. I could see figuring it out and getting good at it and having fun memories of it. But I don't. The other game that I spent a lot of time playing this week is A Plague Tale. Innocence.
Right.
Which is like CJ, I received a code for this game. I want to put that out there. That is the surprise best game of the year so far, as far as I'm concerned. I didn't know anything about that game until CJ, you started playing it, really.
Yep.
And you had mentioned, I mean, you were talking about it a little bit here and there, but one of the things that you said was that it feels almost like a more condensed version of The Last of Us.
Yes, it absolutely does.
And
12 to 15 hours.
Yeah.
Linear.
Episodic.
Yeah. No episode is over like an hour long to play.
Yes. Yeah. And so I started playing that, and I would even say that I think I like the sort of what would you call it? Protection stuff of your, like,
sure.
You know,
you have to ask
the partner stuff a little bit more in this than I do in it feels actually more like Eco.
Yeah. I got Eco vibes off of it too.
Right. Yeah, because so the whole thing, we talked about this a little bit, I think last week or the week before, but the whole thing is that you're playing this character, Amicia, who's and her little brother Hugo, whose parents were murdered by the Spanish Inquisition. No one expects the Spanish Inquisition. By the Inquisition. And it's during the time of the Black Plague. And it's sort of just it's a problem. And it kind of they're after your little brother because it kind of turns the plague into something more, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like, it's not sort of just a disease, but it's almost feels something more paranormal.
Yep.
In a way. And your little brother Hugo is meant to be the key to this somehow. And I mean, it would be a cool game on its own, even without the brother sister dynamic and the character that you have to lead around, because it's got a really nice mixture of stealth, and it's light stealth,
very light.
It's pretty easy. It's not frustrating, which I really enjoy. A lot of sort of Uncharted style running sections where it's like, okay, the whole world's going crazy right now, and we just have to run as fast as we can down the right path while things are exploding around us and we're being chased by rats and some really light puzzle elements. And I really like it. And like you said, because it's so linear and because it's so self-contained, it's really easy to pick it up and just play it for an hour, feel like you've really accomplished something.
Yep.
And I have to say, seen something completely new, because I'm on chapter 6 now, and wow, are the set pieces radically different.
From chapter to chapter.
Which I really like that as well. But I have to say that it's all tied together really nicely with the brother sister dynamic. And I normally don't love escort style gameplay. It's almost always a pain in the ass, where you have to protect somebody who can't protect themselves. And so I understood with like The Last of Us, where they kind of said, yeah, you do, but you don't. You know, like,
sure,
the clickers can't really see your partner, and they get to run around and do whatever they want. You're the only real entity in this world that they react to. This game's not the case, but I think for me, the thing that really does it is that it's not too overbearing. He behaves himself really well. He stays hidden when you tell him to stay hidden. And he moves where you tell him to move for the most part. But for me, this is my really long way of getting to, I love the writing and the interactions between those two characters. I don't know who wrote it, but they nailed it. Completely nailed it. Like, and the reason why I'm saying that is that I'm actually, and Phil, I think that you should play this, because I think I'd love to hear your opinion on this too.
Oh yeah.
They're brother and sister, but they weren't raised really as brother and sister, because Hugo has always been sick. So he's always been kind of holed up in his room, and his mother is taking care of him, and Amicia hasn't really interacted with him. So even though it's a brother and sister dynamic, it really feels more like a new parent and a toddler.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I agree with that.
And it's written like that. But it's a new parent who's very young, and because she's a teenager.
Yeah.
So she doesn't have she's not worldly wise or anything like that. But there's just some scenes where the interactions between them are very much like a very frustrated new parent dealing with a toddler that does not understand what's going on, and realizing and learning the hard way that toddler's going to toddler. You know what I mean? Like he's angry about something, and you can't reason with him because he's a child.
Right.
And it doesn't matter that it's life or death right now. He is mad at you because you lied to him about something.
Right.
In the spirit of protecting him from pain.
Yeah.
But then he found out that you lied to him, and now he's angry at you, and that all plays out like you would expect it to play out as a parent.
Huh.
Or even things like when you're running through an area and you're talking to another companion, let's say, and you let him run ahead, and you tell him, "Stay where I can see you."
Right.
And I think all of us have probably been there at some point or another, where it's like, okay, and they're gone, like a shot.
Right.
Right. But you see it gradually happening, and it's just the interaction and the dynamic between them is fantastic. Like I say, I would like this game without it, but with it is why I'm loving this game.
Yeah,
because the writing and the interaction between those two characters is pitch perfect so far.
Nice.
I've done 6 chapters in right now, so yeah,
it is great.
Super impressed by this game.
The original script, it's a French developer. The original voice acting, motion capture are French actors, so you can play it with French dialogue, and it apparently is supposed to be even better in French.
Really?
Yeah. But the English dub is quite good.
Dub's really well done.
Yeah, it's really well done.
Nice.
Very happy with it. And the set pieces are great. The mechanics are great. One of the things, if you get too far away from Hugo, he'll start freaking out.
Yes.
And if he freaks out too much, he'll alert anyone who's near.
Oh,
yeah.
Which is interesting. And there are also these beautiful little moments during the game, kind of like The Last of Us, where you stumble upon something that Hugo's interested in, or like you find a flower, and there's like a nice little moment.
Yep.
Like within all of this, like running from rats and running from the Inquisition, there's also these like little beautiful moments of interacting with the scenery in ways that you don't really expect from a video game.
Yeah.
Which is great to see.
Yeah. I would love to talk in more detail about some of the other things that I really like, but I think it would give away too much.
It probably would.
But man, really, really recommend that. Like, I'm so happy that you, CJ, basically said like, you got to play this.
You got to play this, yeah.
And
I think anyone who loves single player linear games that aren't too long, like if you love Naughty Dog stuff at all, like you should play this. You should definitely like. And apparently it's selling quite well, because some people have said it's hard to find the physical version of it now.
Oh, really? Okay.
But it's really well done. The studio doing it, like I said last week, it was their first original game since like 2007.
They've been around a long time. It's Asobo, right?
Asobo, yeah. They've been around a long time doing licensed games for Pixar and such. But this is just a great game. I can't wait to see what's next from this studio. They're going to do another game with Focus Home, and yeah, it's going to be good.
That's the other thing too, is, and I don't know this for sure, but it feels like I know a little bit of the history of Asobo, like based on, they do a bunch of licensed games and things like that. But this almost feels like this was something that they've been waiting to be able to
do.
Like this is the story they wanted to tell. And the other thing is too, if you're like, but everything that CJ just said, Naughty Dog style gameplay, if you're into that sort of thing, it's not quite as frantic as Naughty Dog stuff.
No.
But also in a setting that you don't see very often, which is kind of refreshing, right? You're not necessarily put in this time frame in Europe during, the plague. And it's an interesting,
right.
interest, and they really use that. Like it's an interesting setting. No, I'm really, really enjoying it a lot.
Cool. I'm glad that you are.
Yeah. And that's it. That's what I spent all my time playing this week.
All right, Phil.
Yeah.
What do you got for us?
Damn.
All right. So buckle up, buckos. We're gonna let's see. What did I get?
It's on you, man.
You guys may have talked about this last week. Did you guys talk about the Castlevania collection?
No.
No.
Oh.
I don't think either of us bought it.
Oh, really?
Mm-mm.
Shame on you. I totally bought the Castlevania collection.
I'm going to get it. I just don't need it right now.
Yeah, it's great. Picked it up on the Switch. Comes with the 3 NES games. Comes with Super Castlevania 4. You get the first 2 Game Boy games,
Mhm.
which are not that great. You get Bloodlines, which is fantastic,
Mm-hmm.
and you get the Famicom version of Kid Dracula, which has been translated into English
For the
for
first
the
time.
first time officially.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and that's a fun game too.
That's good
If
stuff.
if you've never played Kid Dracula,
I was
I've
shocked to
never
find out
played it.
how late stage NES that game is. It's like 93 or something like that.
was it?
I think so.
The official website's saying 90.
I thought it was 93. Where did I see that?
I don't know.
Hmm.
In Fantasy Makeup Land.
Oh, the
Was that-
Game Boy version.
Was that the Game Boy?
93.
Yeah. that was
Yes.
the Game
Okay.
Boy
I'm
version,
sorry.
okay.
I knew I saw it somewhere.
Which did come out here.
Yes.
Yeah, that game, the Game Boy version did come out here, but yeah.
Yes, you're right. The Akumajo Special Boku Dracula Kun came out in 1990.
That's the one. Yeah. So I picked that up and it's great. I played a little Kid Dracula, played a little Super Castlevania 4, played a little Bloodlines. These are all just great games.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Just really good. I mean, the Game Boy ones are there because they got to be there. But
I liked the first Castlevania Advent.
when's
Maybe
the
it was
last
the
time you
second
played
one.
it? When's the last time you
I
played
know
it?
it's got tons of slowdown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, go
One
back
of
and
those
play.
two I didn't dislike.
Go back and play those games, and then come tell me
Okay.
you like them
Okay.
because they're not good. But on the whole, outstanding collection. I'm very very happy to have that. I also I picked up. Well, I've been playing a little more. Shovel Knight, Treasure Trove.
I got to get that at
Okay.
some point.
Did you ever play this? The Shovel Knight.
I have.
I love Shovel Knight.
Oh yeah, it's an outstanding game. I picked it up on PC. I grabbed it on
Huh.
Steam last week because it was on sale for like $12, I believe. For the Treasure Trove, which has all the DLC
That's
or
a whole
whatever.
lot of game for $12.
Oh yeah, and they had put it on sale because apparently they're just about to finish the final updates for it.
Yep.
King of Cards and Shovel Knight Showdown. So they dropped the price because they said after those final games are added, the price is going to go up to $40. So this was kind of here's your chance to get the whole thing for cheap
Yep.
before we increase the price. So I was like, I'll get it on PC as well. Excuse me. So I've been playing a bit of that.
Okay.
And then I picked up a couple more PlayStation VR games.
Yeah, so I didn't
okay.
even realize that Everybody's Golf VR was out.
Everybody's
Just
Golf
came out.
VR just came out this week.
And there's a demo as well that apparently doesn't let you play.
Excuse me.
In VR?
Well, no, it doesn't let you play
Yeah.
like a round of golf or anything. You can
Is it just
do
like
practice
three-
swings and that's it.
Is it like
Oh, okay.
By the full-
because the full game has kind of a quick mode where you can just play like 3 random holes?
Uh-huh.
Is it let you do that, or is it?
I don't think so. No, it just lets you do like practice shots.
Oh,
and that's
really?
it.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
weird.
in the demo.
Okay,
Full version, obviously,
right.
It's the
Yeah,
whole
the full version, strangely enough, has the full game.
it has the full game. Imagine that.
But
That's true.
I'm surprised the demo is just like the practice
I
range
know.
or whatever.
I know.
But yeah, so I picked it up because it's everyone's golf or everybody's
It's-
golf. Which one is it?
Everybody's Golf.
It's Hot Shots. It's Hot Shots
Yeah,
golf.
Hot Shots
Yeah.
Golf.
So
I wish they hadn't changed it, to be honest.
right.
I mean, I know that it's been a long time, I guess, since Hot Shots had a ton of name recognition, but it still has
Right.
name recognition. I mean,
Yeah,
Sure.
I don't know.
yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I picked it up. And it does not it does not use the standard tap tap tap.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
yeah.
Okay. Is it
You know,
motion control?
it is motion controlled.
Ooh.
So
Motion control.
it seems to be a little more forgiving because of that.
One would hope.
Yeah, but yeah, you can use your move controller, or if you don't have a move controller, you can use just the DualShock, because it senses the light bar, and so
Sure.
you're swinging the DualShock, which feels terrible.
Weird.
So if you're gonna play it, get a move controller, because then at least you are, cranking it.
This episode's all about cranking it.
You just kind of wrap your hands around the golf club shaft,
Need 2 hands.
as it were.
Hold it firmly, but gently.
Yes.
You don't want any chafing.
But yeah, it's cute and fun. So I'm enjoying it. Yeah, but it's because you have to actually aim your shot a little more carefully and stuff like that. So yeah, it's cute. I'm having fun with it. And then when I was messing around on the PlayStation looking at VR stuff, I noticed that Angry Birds VR came out.
Yeah. So describe this. How?
So I enjoyed the Angry Birds game.
Sure, Angry Birds was fun.
Sure, Angry Birds was crazy fun. I had tons of fun with the Angry Birds games on iOS.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, yeah, you know what? I'll try a VR version. So it's Angry Birds. The same. They didn't add a bunch of crazy crap to it as far as I've seen so far. It's just, there's a structure with pigs on it, and you got to shoot a slingshot and knock them down.
Okay. What makes it VR? Are you the bird?
You're wearing the goggles.
Okay.
Yes, you are the bird.
That's what makes it VR. Well, you're wearing VR goggles.
Yeah,
You're the bird.
You're right there in it. It requires 2 move controllers.
Mm-hmm.
And it works like you're holding a slingshot. You have a slingshot in your hand. You take your other move controller and click the button to grab the rubber band, and you pull it back, and you aim, and you can kind of aim by moving the actual slingshot, or you can aim by moving, which way you have the taut rubber band pulled. And then you let go of the button and you fire your bird at the structure. There are also different vantage points, because you're looking at the structure from one angle, but there will be a couple other little excuse me, areas scattered around the level that you can aim at and click on, and you will move over to that area so you can attack the structure from from the side or something like that.
Okay.
So
that's cool.
But yeah, it's Angry Birds.
Okay.
So if you like Angry Birds,
you might like
you'll get a kick out of this game.
How much?
It was like 15.
It's not bad.
No, not bad at all. So yeah, it was fun. Finn played a little bit as well, and after his eyes stopped bleeding,
yep,
because he is not the recommended. He's not the recommended age of 12. He said he had a lot of fun with it. So he just played. He played for like 5 minutes. He's fine. He's fine. But yeah, excuse me again. But yeah, so I'm glad I picked that up. I will be playing plenty more of virtual Angry Birds. Although I'm a little disappointed. Speaking of crappy movies based on video games, the Angry Bird characters all use the character designs from the movie.
Oh, really?
Of the game.
Yeah. Instead of the old style where they were just all little blobs. Now they look like Jason Sudeikis.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right.
Other than that, though, it's fun.
Cool.
That's about it.
All right.
And I've been drinking a lot of water because my throat's been killing me.
I've noticed
a
that.
week.
Should
Yeah,
switch
yeah.
to a hot toddy.
I don't what.
Hot toddy.
Is that a euphemism for something?
Oh, it's a drink.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
What goes into a hot toddy?
You know what? I have no idea.
I just Googled it
Looking
right
up
now.
Jeez.
Hot water, whiskey, honey, and lemon.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there you go. That sounds like it might actually be good. for that.
I've never had one, but it was something my dad. Anytime I had a sore throat when I was an adult, my dad was like, "You should have a hot toddy." I'm like, I don't know what that is,
Okay.
but I knew it was a cocktail. I've never tried one. I should do it sometime.
I actually don't have any whiskey available right now.
Weird. Or drank it all.
Does weed work?
As
for
well,
that?
throat. I feel like that would be no.
Okay. Well,
Well,
I don't know. Anyway,
All right.
that's what
that's
I've
all-
been playing.
That's all you got?
That's it.
Okay.
What more do you want from me?
I
Jeez.
don't know.
Listen, man, he's doing the work. Lay off him.
Yeah, I'm trying.
All right. Well, I finished Crackdown 3 this week.
Oh my
I didn't know
goodness.
anyone was still playing Crackdown 3.
I need to
know,
go.
right?
I need to go back to that.
Yeah.
I
I
just-
couldn't
I-
tell you what the plot of the game was or
There was a
who any
plot?
of the characters are, honestly.
Well, could you do that with
uh,
any of the
yeah.
Crackdown games?
No.
Yeah.
And that was part of the fun of the Crackdown games. Like, the story is so threadbare that
Yeah.
doesn't even really matter. It's just an excuse to go blow things up. And Crackdown 3 definitely delivers in that area for sure.
Yes.
Finished it, saw the ending. That was the thing. No,
And that was it.
and that was the end. No, I mean, the game really kind of leans on mech-based enemies an awful lot.
Yeah.
And I feel like it could have like poked some fun at itself for doing that, which it didn't do, unfortunately. But I really enjoyed the game. I thought it was fun. I thought the sort of ascent up the final tower was a lot of fun as well. Played a co-op with Mike, my friend and Greg's friend, Mike.
Yep.
And yeah, the performance on PC on that last boss, not great. Not great at all. Died a whole bunch at that, and but finally finished it. So, and I have still not touched the wrecking zone mode at all. So I have no idea. That's the whole power of the cloud destruction thing.
Oh, right.
They turned that into the multiplayer mode, and have not touched it yet. So I do think they finally updated it where you can play with friends. Before, you could only play with randoms on your team. So it's a team game before. Yeah, and it would only pair you with randoms. You couldn't invite a party. And actually, like, the interface of Crackdown 3 is so weird. It's like you get to the title screen, and then you have to choose an agent save file, and then you have to choose a world save file. And when you're playing a co-op game, you invite a player, and you just sit on the invite screen with the list of friends on until they join. Like, if you exit out of there, you end your game effectively. It's just a weird setup. I don't know why it's set up that way. It must make some bit of sense, but just in terms of user experience, I thought it was really weird. But Crackdown 3, I think, delivers pretty much exactly what I wanted out of a new Crackdown game. The action is great. I think the visuals in the game look awesome. The amount of stuff you can do is great. So I'm happy with it. I wonder if they're going to make Crackdown 4. Probably not.
Probably not.
But I would love to see someone make another Crackdown style game, because I had a lot of fun with 3. So that's all I have to say about that. Anyway, I also played Realm Royale on the Switch. So this is a battle royale game from Hi-Rez Studios, and it's sort of based on the Paladins engine, and it's a battle royale like Fortnite, sort of 100 players. You got your fog that that shrinks every couple minutes, but it's set in a fantasy setting, and no building. There's no building in this. It's just shooting, and they have a fun mechanic. It's the chicken mechanic. So if you get shot and killed, you basically have a last chance to survive. You turn into this big chicken that's clucking and dancing around, and you can try to juke and avoid getting killed for good from whoever you're up against. And that's a really fun mechanic that I actually really enjoy, because it gives you just that little bit of chance that you might survive. And I really like the weapons, and there's a whole crafting mechanic in it too, where as you open treasure chests that have guns and various abilities in them, you can like deconstruct them into elements that you can use at a forge to make more powerful gear for your session. And I really like it. I really like Realm Royale. So it came out on the Switch. The only way you can get it right now is to buy the Founders Pack, which is a $15 pack that includes like a skin for your mount in the game. So instead of running, you actually jump on a horse or a mechanized dinosaur or a chocobo looking thing or whatever it is, and ride it around. So you get a new skin for that. You get a new skin for your chicken, and a couple like avatar items. But $15 to play Realm Royale on the Switch, I decided that was worth it. So I picked that up and played it, and it runs really, really well on the Switch. Like, it looks great, runs well in handheld mode. The load time is really manageable, really good compared to like the other console versions, and having a lot of fun with it. And I like it more than Fortnite. Realm Royale is my favorite of the Battle Royale games that are out.
Wow.
Just because I like the fantasy setting, the visuals are cool, and yeah, I like it. No building.
No
like
building.
I like that aspect of it.
Not a big
the most.
fan, huh?
Not a crafting fan, no. So it's out on the Switch, $15. Go check it out. Anyway, I think that means it's time for tweets.
Oh boy, here we go.
Can you do it, or do I have to use the soundboard version?
Tweet, a tweet. Oh boy.
Not bad.
There we go.
Pretty good.
The things I do for art.
Yes. Hacker alias Mr. Raru says, pretend a TurboGrafx or PC Engine Mini was released.
Oh,
What games
man.
would you want to see on it? Also, now I am sad because I wish this would happen, especially if it was in the format of a Turbo Express that you could hook up to your TV.
Oh man, I love the Turbo.
I don't have a lot of experience with the Turbo, but I mean, there's some pretty standard stuff in there. Obviously, you want blazing lasers. You'd want
Lords of Thunder.
Lords of Thunder.
Well, you'd want the
Gates of Thunder.
bonks.
Bonks.
All three bonks.
Air Zonk.
Yep.
Utopia.
You want
for
both
your Zelda.
Too much
Utopias.
CD stuff.
Yeah, why not?
Ease 1 and 2.
Yep.
Uh,
Well, you were already doing CD stuff with like Gates of Thunder.
yeah, I
Yeah.
guess that's true.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Utopia, the
you'd want
Utopia
Ease,
games.
You'd want Rondo of Blood.
Rondo of Blood, that was the one I was trying to think of.
You'd want
you
Alien
go.
Crush and Devil's Crush.
Yep.
Like
Did I say the Utopia? I think I
I
said
said
the
Utopia,
Utopia.
and you did
Everyone has said Newtopia.
Okay.
Literally
Let's all say
too. Clearly not
Utopia
listening to
again.
each other.
JJ and Jeff, of course. The
uh,
classic. No.
Was that
Yeah.
game good?
I
You know
don't-
what?
I don't
It plays kind of like the original Adventure Island.
Okay.
It's got that kind of feel to it. So you know what? Throw it on there. Why not? Because
The Legendary Axe games. That's a
oh
favorite.
yeah,
yeah,
Legendary
yeah.
Axe for sure.
Yeah.
I guess we should
Keith
have.
Courage.
Yeah, that's what I was just
No,
going to say.
Keith Courage.
Keith Courage is terrible.
Jesus.
It's terrible, but it was the original pack-in.
The
in
only
the
thing
US.
that made Altered Beast a good pack-in was the fact that Keith Courage was the pack-in for the TurboGrafx.
Yeah, really.
Oh my God. Altered Beast, terrible pack. I bought the Genesis, played through Altered Beast in less than
20
hours.
minutes.
Yeah.
It's like I paid $189.99 for this.
You're gonna want R-Type on there.
Yeah.
You're gonna want Splatterhouse on there.
Oh yeah,
Any
Mhm.
any number of a
Sorry.
handful of shooters that were on the system, obviously.
Star Soldier.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Cosmic Fantasy 2. If you want Working Designs RPG on there.
That could be good.
So, man, I love the TurboGrafx. So good.
Yeah.
So good. Get Magical Chase on there. Why not?
Magical Chase, yeah.
Magical Chase. Did you ever play Magical Chase?
You said that was one of the last games. No, I have not.
Yeah, it was one of the
last
We
games.
talked about that.
one of the last games. Yeah, that's like stupid expensive these days. So why not throw it on there?
Yes.
Anyway, Wonder Boy 3 Dragon's Trap. Yep, that's a good one in there too.
Yeah,
Speaking of TurboGrafx, let's do this one from Hacker Alias, Happy Kennard, who says, "What's the worst game you ever tried to convince yourself was good? I spent months of saved allowance once on Victory Run, a bad outrun for the TurboGrafx 16, and didn't want to admit to myself that I had squandered what little cash I had on such garbage. How about you?"
Wasn't that the way? We forgot to mention Military Madness for the TurboGrafx 16.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
So,
another good one.
Anyway, sorry. Bad game that you convinced yourself was good.
Stunt Race FX.
Oh god.
Yeah, you've talked about that before.
Way the Warrior also, like
Wave the Warrior.
Both of those games were good.
Just about every 3DO game, let's be honest.
Well, yeah, pretty much.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, come on.
Sonic Spinball.
Yeah, really.
Oh.
I don't know. Because I honestly
Burnout Paradise.
I didn't like when I was younger, I didn't have the problem of, well, this is the one game you get, because nobody would give me games for my birthday or Christmas or anything. So
did you rent games?
I rented all the time.
Yeah.
And so it's like, even if something was bad, we never rented one game at a time. We rented, like, Buddy and I would get together and we'd rent 2 games at least on the weekend. So if one sucked, we just didn't play it.
Right.
Sure.
So I never really convinced myself that a bad game is good. I've really enjoyed games that other people don't like. Like Batman Returns on the Genesis. And I turned that on today and it's like, I could see why everybody hates this.
That's a terrible game.
But it's actually a really good game. But you don't know.
That's not accurate.
No,
that's not accurate. The NES Platoon game.
Yeah, you said before that you liked that.
Yeah,
I don't get that.
What?
No,
that is the one that just.
Is it because you really liked the movie?
I had not seen the movie.
You wouldn't have seen the movie.
I know, I'm kidding.
No,
You're
but
just a really big Charlie Sheen fan.
Yeah.
Well, who isn't?
Got to get my Charlie Sheen fix.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that was a game I played and convinced myself I was having fun with it.
That was one that I convinced myself I would like. I just didn't get.
Right.
But I rented that multiple times, and every time, like within the first hour, I'm like, no, this is terrible. Like I really don't know what's going on. And then like months later I would try again. It's like, no, this still sucks. Like age is not making this better.
Well, that first level is just like a giant maze.
Oh, it's terrible.
That's what it is. So
like the jungles of Vietnam.
Yep. So there you go.
All right. Let's do this one from Hacker Alias Cheese Bills, who says, how about some E3 Xbox predictions? The schedule for the Microsoft news conference came out, and it's 20 minutes longer than last year. I think it's so they can announce the new Xbox, $400, coming out this year, a full year ahead of the PS5.
God, I don't think so.
I don't think so either. They did say that it's going. The press conference is going to be a full 2 hours.
Oh my!
That's a long time.
So that is
really
a lot of time.
It's a lot of hours.
Yeah. So maybe they might have a car descend from the ceiling again.
Oh, they'll have to.
Have to with that amount of time.
I mean, they did buy all those studios.
They did buy all those studios, but the other thing is that since Sony's not at E3 at all, they probably have a lot more third-party stuff they can show, like exclusively at their press conference that maybe would have been also at Sony.
That's a really good point. Yep,
Yeah.
I'm going with that. That's my answer too.
That's your answer.
There we go.
I mean, I think we'll probably see some kind of tease for what the next platform is. And
you mean
Right.
they did the all digital platform on every other hardware?
right.
That won't happen this year. Next year, but
No.
but it's going to happen.
We're gonna get a new Gears game this fall. They have that Halo Infinite carrot out there that they could do
Say there'll
something
be
with.
a big indie contingent in there.
I think they will, yeah, because
ID at Xbox will be a big thing.
yeah, I think ID at Xbox it is worth leaning on that, right? They've got a lot of really interesting games that are not only ID at Xbox, but they're coming to Game Pass, which I would imagine will be another big push for them in this. Yeah, we'll see something on whatever Halo Infinite is, and maybe
that's
some
the thing they have to
teases.
show.
Maybe some teases on the games that are coming from the studios that they bought and the Initiative, which is the studio they started in Southern California. So
Half-Life 3, calling it now.
I don't think they'll. No, I don't.
Yep.
Don't think that's going to be a thing. But yeah, it should be good. Like Sony not at E3. You have your Nintendo Direct, and then Xbox is kind of the big hardware thing for me anyway. Interested to see what they do.
Are we gonna be what days are those things on? Are we gonna live snark any of it?
We should. I think I haven't looked at the schedule.
I'm going to be at E3, so I probably won't
I'm going to be at E3 because
Are you really?
Yes.
Are you really?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So then you can live snark from the show floor. You got a phone, don't you?
Exactly.
That's true.
The live stream.
It's true.
You're not going to be
You know
busy.
I'm probably not going to be at the Microsoft press conference.
Well, then
Yeah,
you can
Work is not sending me to E3 to attend the Microsoft press conference.
get you on some
Strangely
hotel
enough.
Wi-Fi and get on.
Oh, there we go.
Yep.
What could possibly go wrong?
Indeed. All right, let's finish out with this this one from Hacker Alias MLS Reserves, who says Dauntless is yet another successful case for crossplay. Do you think we'll hear about crossplay as a feature a lot at E3? So Realm Royale, the game that I mentioned is on Switch, is a crossplay and cross progression game across all platforms, and Dauntless is another one that is not only cross play but cross progression.
Yeah.
And yeah, I hope that we see a lot more of that at E3. I think some people have speculated that maybe Apex Legends will come to Switch or they'll announce crossplay. I don't think they'll do that at E3. But I really hope in the next generation and at the end of this generation, more and more online multiplayer games go crossplay and cross progression. It's just so convenient to be able to pick up, like to go from a PC or an Xbox to the Switch and be able to play the same game and earn, rewards for the same account that you have on any of these online games. So personally, I would love to see this become a thing on more games. You guys don't really play online games, so you probably don't care.
No, but I mean, I think you're right in that. I think I don't think you'll hear a lot of it from platform holders because I don't think that helps to sell their systems.
I think it is worth. I don't exactly know what the cross-play, cross-progression situation is on the PlayStation end, but if there are multiplayer games on Xbox that are also on PC, I could see Microsoft trumpeting that feature in their press conference, because
when they're announcing that they're becoming a digital platform only.
No, I don't think they're going to do that. I don't think they're going to do that. I think the most you get with that is that Microsoft talked about Halo Master Chief Collection on Steam, and I could see other Microsoft games going to Steam as well, possibly. I mean, if the Master Chief Collection is like the first of those to happen, why not the rest, right? They're not going all digital platform yet. Nah.
No, I didn't say they're going to do it right away.
Nah. Okay, all right. Let's finish up with this one from Hacker Alias Generic Interweb, who says, I spent like $50 on Pokemon Go last month. Might even spend another $50 next month. How do you feel about my uncapped spending? Phil.
I think it's great.
I think it's wonderful.
Did you choose to spend that $50? Could you afford to spend that $50? The answers are yes, then awesome.
Exactly.
I thank you for keeping the game free for me.
And that's a good place to wrap up. Got anything you want to say, Greg, or can I go into the outro?
I'm good. No, I'm good.
Yeah.
Nothing to
Nothing to plug.
nothing to pimp this week.
Alrighty, and that is our show for this week. Thank you very much for listening. If you have a question for us or would like to comment on something you heard, you can direct that to @P1 Podcast on the Twitters, or you can go to our internet website at player1podcast.com, where you'll find blog entries about Sega CD stuff from Mr. Greg Seward,
Yes, you will.
and you'll find Generation 16 episodes.
The new one will be live tomorrow as of this recording.
Sweet. All right. Yeah. And you'll find show notes and links to everything that we talked about on the show, including
That's why they're called show notes.
That's right. That's right. I usually link to all the games that we talked about. So if you missed the title of like what's that single player Naughty Dog style game, you can find in the show notes.
That's
See?
Uncharted.
Yep.
Oh, it's a Plague Tale Innocence.
That too.
And in our show notes, you'll also find a link to our Discord server where you can discuss this episode with us and our other listeners.
Oh, here we go. If you would like to subscribe to the Player One Podcast, you can do so by visiting player1podcast.com or by going to the Apple App Store. You can also invest $1.99. Or not the Apple App Store, the Apple Podcast app.
Come on.
And then you go, come on, I'm sick.
Really
you
are.
can also go, I really am.
You
then
gonna say
you
voicemails?
Huh?
You gonna say voicemails?
No, I'm not going to say voicemails.
Okay.
But you can go to the App Store and invest that $1.99
Cheap.
to voicemail us with the voicemails.
Mm-hmm.
Ah,
You did it.
poopy. To pick up the Player One Podcast iPhone application, gives you one-touch communication with us via the emails, the Twitters, but not the voicemails.
Nope.
Not those anymore.
Nope, not
you also
not
have-
for like hundreds of episodes.
All of our episodes ready to stream right to your listening device. And hey, oh man, I can't even. And hey, Android cell phone, telephone users, the Player One Podcast iPhone application will use the devices off that same $1.99.
Voicemail.
That's over there at the Amazon Android voicemail. You can like us on Facebook. We're on Stitcher Radio. We're on Spotify. We're on voicemail.
Mm-hmm.
Check your voicemail. You probably got a message from us.
Mostly CJ.
Yeah.
Probably.
If you get some sort of voicemail that is from an unknown number and it's someone speaking to you in Chinese,
Mm-hmm.
that's from us.
Or from the Windows company.
Yeah. That's us
Uh-huh.
reminding you to please enjoy Player One Podcast. We are also what else? What else did I?
I don't know.
We're on that.
Facebook.
Oh, hey, if you've liked what you've heard,
And
here
how
we
could
are.
you?
Yeah, seriously. Head over to patreon.com/P1 Podcast, where you will be able to give us some money for
Sure.
Patreon. Throw a few shekels our way. It keeps me loaded up with cough drops. It's
Neck
clearly
deep
that's
in
what I need
Benadryl.
lately. Holy free holies.
Hmm.
Man, oh man. And hey, if you are a Patreon supporter of the $5 tier, you do gain access to a special post-show, after-show, extra fun every week. We play games, we crack wise. Apparently last
true.
week's was amusing.
It was
It was.
That's great. I'm looking
so
forward.
amusing that something that happened during it almost became the show title for last week's show.
Oh my goodness. That would have
Yeah.
been
Yeah.
confusing to all of our
It would have.
We could
Yes,
have
it
helped
would've.
drive
Patreons.
traffic to
to the after show.
To the after show.
Yeah,
Whatever the case is, we love all of our Patreon friends.
it's true.
We
Yeah.
love you more than our regular listeners.
Oh, come on.
Well, that's just how, I mean, that's just
how it
the
goes.
after show.
That's just mathematics.
Mm.
That's how the numbers work out.
Yeah, but you say it in the after show.
Yeah.
Well, then all those.
When you've
those-
got multiple children, you don't yell out, "You're my favorite." You whisper in a quiet moment.
But if I say it during the after show, then the pores aren't going to hear it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm just playing. Don't give us your money. We're terrible. Go give it to. You know what? Easy Allies need your money. Go support them.
What
Easy
about
Allies is
Generation
great.
16?
Huh?
What about Generation
Oh,
16?
Jeez, yeah. You know what?
You could maybe support that.
Easy Allies.
I'm
Forget
a
those
backer of
guys.
Easy Allies. Yeah.
Forget those guys. Toy Galaxy on YouTube can use your money.
They're pretty great.
Toy Galaxy's wonderful. You should go give your money to Toy Gal. But you know what you could do? Do you like the Sega Genesis? Head over to Oh wait.
You know what? Even if you don't,
The website's back.
Head
Oh,
over to
that's very
generation-16.com,
right, baby.
which is a website now.
Mm-hmm.
And you will find the Patreon link to help support Greg Stewart's outstanding, not as good as Toy Galaxy, but still pretty good.
I won't argue with that.
Now, your show is actually quite good. Very professionally,
Aw,
very
thanks.
professionally done.
Thanks.
It's great. Greg does a really great web series about North America's favorite second banana, the Sega Genesis.
Thanks, Phil.
You should check it out. You should give him a couple bucks.
You should.
Why not?
New episode out this week.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Ooh.
He
And
just said that at the
well,
beginning of the outro.
yeah.
No.
and footage is already captured for the next episode. So on a
Jeez
roll.
Louise.
What?
My goodness. It's like a
Nice.
regular show over here.
Mhm.
CJ, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Phil.
Thank you so much, Gregory.
Yo.
Also, thanks you.
Thank you, Phil.
And of course, thanks to all our wonderful listeners. We love you all equally.
Truth.
Unless
Sure.
you're a douchebag. But I'll leave that up to you
Yeah,
to decide.
don't be that.
Uh,
Yeah, don't be that.
Yeah, don't be that.
You know if you are, and if you are, knock it off.
Stop it.
Knock it off.
Knock it off.
But we do. We love you all. We'll see you next week. Maybe my voice will be back by then.
Maybe.
TBD.
Bye-bye.
Toodaloodles.
Bye.
Little noodles.